Is it true that we can up our muscle building game with supplements like creatine? Or is it really necessary to actually consume them?
Yeah, so I think scientific, maybe I'll start first. Yeah, so I think it's a naturally occurring amino acid, which is like a protein kind of derivative, found mainly in our muscles and also partly in our brain. It's partly consumed, partly produced in our liver and kidneys, and they serve a very important function in our muscle by storing energy through this phosphate or phosphorylation process. So I wouldn't talk about it too much, but it changes from creatine to phosphocreatine and is able to donate the phosphate to ADP to form ATP. And this ATP is actually important inside our powerhouse of our cells called the mitochondria to produce energy. And it does this by converting back to ADP and releasing energy as a result, enabling your muscles, your brain to work.
It's like a fuel to your energy level. It's a beginning material to build your energy.
Yes and no. I think this is called non-oxidative phosphorylation. So it is good as a temporary store, but in the end, your energy must come from what you eat. And that's really independent of creatine. So what you eat, whether it's glucose or carbohydrates, proteins or fats, in the end, they all undergo a process called oxidative phosphorylation, whereby energy is produced together with oxygen. That's why you need to breathe to form ATP. Yeah. And this creatine is actually just a temporary store within muscle, mainly for this short burst of energy expenditure.
It also depends on what kind of sport they do. Yeah, like wise, it has its different purposes. Also, like doctors said earlier, like different muscle type, muscle group. So, if you are doing like a marathon, then I wouldn't recommend you. If you're doing for something long aerobic, then it's not meant for you. But if you do you're training like 3 to 4 times a week, you're making most out of your training days, and then I would recommend you. Your question to whether does it plays a part? Yes, because it's all tied on to 3 things: stimulus, recovery, and nutrition. So these 3 is very important to muscle growth. So
personally, have both of you tried creatine before?
I did try creatine when I was trying to test for strength also, so that I can give my clients more feedback.
I think if you're a performance athlete, especially if you're a short burst of exertion, I think creatine is just fine. But the other thing to be aware of is if you have access to some medical information, medical care, you might want to speak to your doctor first, because if you have certain kidney medical conditions, it might not be suitable, because creatine is actually broken down to creatinine, and certain people with kidney problems cannot clear it too well. And it's also osmotically a little bit active, so you might have some water retention, and it's not good for people with kidney disease.